got to be kidding. Why are they using these? Because they were all willing participants.
Are there other homicide victims? Other than this evening, are there any other homicide victims that have died at your hands? I'm going to find that there is a sufficient factual basis. I am going to find that Mr. Lorenzo's plea of guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder is entered into freely and voluntarily. I am going to accept his plea of guilty to these 2 charges at this time. We will now move to phase 2, which is the penalty phase.
I want to see him get the death penalty. Nothing less, no deals, the death penalty.
Now related to the killing of Jason Galehouse, Schweikert eventually admitted to participating with the defendant in the killing of Jason Galehouse. Schweikert admitted that after killing Jason Galehouse at 213 West Powhatan, he and the defendant used a reciprocating saw to dismember Jason Galehouse in the garage of 213 West Powhatan, placing each of the dismembered legs, arms, head, and torso in the garbage bags, and then randomly distributing those separate bags in separate dumpsters in nearby neighborhoods.
Mr. Lorenzo, you indicated that you wanted to be heard, and I, in fact, have some questions that I want to ask you, but first, let me ask you what you want to say regarding the factual basis.
Factual basis is basically very good. The details of what
when you say very good, do you mean very accurate?
Very accurate.
Thank
yes,
you.
Very much so. They've got all the basics in there, everything. There's not just the scenario of how things came to be is a little bit different, but it doesn't change the facts.
Okay.
And that's what I would just want to make clarified. Doesn't change the facts. I was there. Decisions were made. Things happened. People don't know this, but other people were there too. I hate to say this. And the state's not, Schweikert purposely left it out. And it was with Michael, with Mr. Galehouse was a group decision. And for many different reasons. But it was in my house. We made that decision. I made that decision clearly. We did it as self-preservation because it could be identified. And I take responsibility because after we made that decision, they looked at me and they said, should we do this? And I said, let's do it. So I take responsibility for that.
And I appreciate that,
Yep.
but it begs the question that I have, and that is why?
Why? Okay. Do you want me to go into a little? I won't go into gory details, but
I appreciate that.
Yes, okay.
But I would like to know why.
Okay. I was identified as speaking with Mr. Galehouse at the bar, and that's true. I didn't actually meet Mr. Galehouse. Mr. Galehouse had met another gentleman, the gentleman I invited back. When they said they knew who I was, and then I realized who they were, and I said, okay, let's all go back to my house and we'll party and have a good time. Mr. Schweik, and we did all go back. We were going to go in the hot tub. We were going to do all that going on. At that time, Mr. Galehouse, I get confused with the two. Mr. Galehouse agreed to want to do I don't want to tarnish the memory of this kid, but agreed to want to do a group thing. We did some drugs. Mr. Galehouse did fall in the garage and cut himself. He actually did do that. That kind of stopped the idea of doing a group gathering or group sex, if you want to call it that. So we went into the house. Mr. Galehouse agreed to be bound. He said he's been done this before. He wanted to do that. So you want me to go into a little bit more?
No. I just wanted to know why they're dead.
Oh, okay. Well, this is the reason. I'm leading up to it. Mr. Schweikert wanted to get some experience. So we allowed him to do some stuff on Mr. Galehouse. Now, I don't know if I should add this, but Mr. Schweikert wanted to have a video done of him having experience as a master. He was trying, and I was videotaping while I was doing this. Mr. Schweikert got carried away. He lost control. He did that once before on a meeting I had on a group thing we did together once before, and scared the heck out of the other guy. But anyway, he lost control. The kid started to scream and get all upset. We did the video. We put a gas mask on him because he did not want to be identified while being videotaped. So that's why the gas mask went on. We realized that the kid was going to probably call the police on all of us. So we had a powwow, and we said, this kid can't leave. He's going to identify all four of us. So that was why the decision was made. See where I'm coming from? Because he wound up hurting the kid. It wasn't our intention to do that, but I don't think it was Mr. Schweikert's intention to do it, but he was green on what he was doing. And we left him to his own volition, and he wound up hurting the kid in his lower extremities.